So this will be a bit of a hands-on, and I just wanted to show you some of the different tools that we use. Again, this is a fundamentals course, so we're going through the basics, but these are tools that we use constantly, so it's not like it's a dumbed-down version or anything like that. These are the tools that we actually use. And the first tool we're going to look at is the WHOIS. And so on the screen there is a website called who.is, and we were able to extract information about, in this case, for Pentest TV. So you can see that looking at the WHOIS information for Pentest TV, and we can try to get some information out of this. So we understand who, in this case, who the registrar is, and we see name servers. And so in our case, if we're doing this as a professional penetration test, we can see that this is a WordPress site. And so our attack would probably include WordPress exploits. We would certainly look for that. So this is one of the advantages of looking at a WHOIS. And remember, this is passive, so we haven't even touched the pentest.tv website, and we've already gained some information about it, specifically about the name servers and therefore probably what type of system it is. And then we can look at the DNS records, and we can see if there's any additional information, like additional servers and stuff, that might provide us with additional content and information. Oftentimes what we're looking for is names, email addresses, the types of systems that they're running, any sort of network database ranges, etc. So the next thing we're going to look at for passive information gathering is Shodan. Now, if I did a query for Pentest TV, there's nothing there. It's a relatively small site. There's not a whole lot of systems online, and it hasn't risen to the interest of Shodan. So what I did is I brought up google.com, and we can see that there's a lot more information, specifically all the different servers and systems that are connected to the internet. If you have access to this, like an account, you can also gain access to browser images and things like that. You can see that at the top there's view maps, advanced search, and view reports. But the takeaway for the Shodan is we can identify IP addresses, we can identify the locations, we can see if it's signed, if there's any sort of targets that we want to go after, specifically because of bad configuration. And we can see here that they've already activated some of the safety measures on this particular website. Obviously this one's down, but if we scroll down we can see additional systems. This one's in Italy, and again we can see that the server information is here and any sort of protection they're using. We can see what type of server they're using, which is in this case is the Nginx. So we now know that they're using Nginx for their systems, or at least on this IP address. So that would go into our database of knowledge and allow us to better construct exploits against these target systems. The last site I want to touch on is exploitdb.com. They have a bunch of what we call Google dorking. You can even see that they call it a dork. These are the actual commands that you can use in Google in order to extract information. So these the information you see here is stuff you can actually just plug in to Google and get feedback. And in this case, what they're looking for is any files containing passwords. Now, obviously, you would tailor this to your scope. Basically, you don't want to just find out, in this case, files containing passwords on any system in the internet. You're going to want to tone it down to and target just those systems within your scope, within a professional penetration test. And there's tons of them. There's over 8,000 entries. And so you'll be able to find the kind of searches you want to do based on the systems that you've identified and what they might be. If we're looking at file systems like network file shares, or we're looking at websites, there's going to be different Google dork commands that you're going to load up onto the Google platform in order to extract some of the data against your target systems. And so that's really it in a nutshell. The three main tools that we use when we're looking at passive information gathering against the target. Again, we're looking at WHOIS data, we're looking at the Shodan search engine, shodan.io, and then we're looking for any sort of Google dorks that we can use to extract additional information. So that's pretty much it for the passive information gathering. If you have any questions, make sure you hit up the forum. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next lecture.